Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous, fabulous. Got Tuesdays with Charlie coming up later today. Always fun stuff. And I got this story. A Wisconsin man was arrested for stealing 19 containers of deodorant.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not usually what you steal. He said he had good reason for it, too. Had nothing to do with his own body odor. He told police that the next day was his birthday, and he planned on selling the deodorant to buy some stuff for his birthday party. So, I'm not a genius, but why wouldn't he have just stolen what he needed for the party?
And who would buy deodorant from some guy on the street?
I don't know. And again, I'm not exactly sure why he would steal it in the first place. Maybe since it was your birthday the next day, maybe people would have just got you stuff. I don't know. Hey, a study sponsored by Travel Lodge found that 60% of workers sleep lousy on Sunday night. I'll tell you, I usually sleep pretty good on Sunday night.
I sleep lousy pretty much every night.
I know, you've been telling me that, so I'm not sure exactly what we can do. We'll have to come up with something for you. We'll see if we can come up with a good remedy to get you to go to sleep a little bit better. We've got special things happening on this Tuesday. We'll tell you about that in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, May the 24th. It is Brother's Day. Not Mother's Day, Brother's Day. Yeah, it lands on a Tuesday. That's bizarre. Father's Day is on a Sunday. Mother's Day is on a Sunday. Brother's Day on a Tuesday. International Tiara Day. So when you're getting together with your brothers today, you should all wear tiaras. Or maybe not. And it's Morse Code Day today. We've talked about Morse code in the past. The only Morse code that I know is SOS. And I could recognize that if I saw it, and I could send out a Morse code signal of SOS. But that's the only thing I know. I wonder how many other people only know Morse code, only know SOS and Morse code.
That's about all you would need to know, isn't it?
Well, I think so, yeah. So, I don't know. Today's the day that Samuel Morse invented it, I think. Or maybe it was his birthday today. I'm not sure. But today is National Morse Code Day. And it is Tuesday, the 24th day of May.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Have you ever wondered what prehistoric dentistry was like?
Not really, but I guess we're going to learn about it.
We're going to learn a little something about a little something here. Even with all the modern devices, equipment, and painkillers that we use today, going to the dentist is not something that anybody really, really enjoys, maybe other than the dentist.
So prehistoric.
Well, let me get to this.
I'm assuming that the T-Rex was not the dentist.
Well, I don't know.
His arms are too short.
We think of dentistry as a fairly modern... Oh, yeah, I see why. Little tiny arms. We think of dentistry as a fairly modern medicine, but now there's evidence that it was happening in Asia about 8,000 years ago.
Oh.
Back then, dentists, likely named Og, I don't know why. Apparently they found a name tag, too. I'm not sure. They used stone-tipped drills to repair teeth.
Because people with hurt mouths, that's the only thing they could say.
Ugh. What's wrong? Ugh. You need to go see Ugh? Okay, let's go. Ugh. Oh, yeah. That's probably why. They used stone-tipped drills to repair teeth. To prevent bacteria after drilling, the prehistoric dentist named Og used plants to fill the cavities. So they jammed plants in there.
That's a good idea.
So nowadays, they do the same kind of thing, but it's cotton. Isn't that a plant? Is it really? No, it's gauze that they stick in there, isn't it?
They stick inside a cavity?
Oh, like when I got my wisdom teeth removed, they stuffed something in there. What was that? It was gauze, wasn't it?
They put gauze in your cheek, not in your gums.
Oh, is that where they put it? I don't know. I knew it was in there somewhere. All I know is all I can say is, ugh. How did we do? Ugh. Feeling any pain? Og. Why would they say likely named Og in the middle of the story? Doesn't even contribute anywhere in the story to what this... Anyway, that's all about prehistoric dentistry. And you know it's true because you heard it, Og, on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain. And this is your brain on drugs. share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your Brain on Drugs. We're going to head to Michigan, where 23-year-old Joshua Campbell was convicted of drunk driving, but for some reason, he's now filed a lawsuit against the driver that he hit, police officer Gary Davis.
Oh.
Actually, he's asking the department to pay for the, quote, humiliation and embarrassment and physical injuries he received. His argument is that Officer Davis unsafely turned around on the interstate after making a routine traffic stop, and that it was the improper turnaround that caused the accident. Of course, could have been something to do with his blood alcohol level, 0.17.
Oh, boy.
And the fact that he was going 90 miles per hour. Officer Davis says the fact that there were patrol cars on the scene with flashing lights should have been a signal to Joshua to slow down just a little bit in the first place.
Right.
So they're saying, you want to go ahead and take us to court, you can take us to court, but good luck with all of that. You were going 90 and you were as drunk as a skunk, and you're trying to blame your humiliation and embarrassment on us?
Okay, but I mean, if they're both at fault, like if the officer did something illegal, officers need to be held accountable
I
when they do
understand
stuff
that,
wrong
but-
too.
but the officer-
I mean, this guy obviously,
This guy was going 90 and he was drunk
and he
as
was
a skunk.
drunk. Yeah, I mean, clearly it was.
A no
But if
fault?
the officer
No.
did something wrong as well, the
Yeah.
officer should also be.
I don't believe that he did.
They should both be ticketed.
There you go. I
Yeah.
don't know. All I know is, kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
This one's like a scene out of a movie, kind of, sort of, maybe. Climbing through your true love's bedroom window. That's kind of romantic, isn't it?
That's romantic. I have a feeling this guy was at the wrong house.
18-year-old, so already young whippersnapper.
Young and in love.
Sycamore Township, Ohio, Jesse LeBeau climbed through the window of his girlfriend's bedroom. Bad news, the girl wasn't there. Even worse news, guess who was?
Daddy.
Her dad.
Oh,
the girl's
boy.
father heard some noise coming from his daughter's room. Dad went to check it out and found Jesse and delivered a smackdown for the boy.
Yeah, I bet.
For his troubles, Jesse got 2 black eyes along with burglary and assault charges. So apparently things didn't go so well when he met Dad for the first time.
Oh.
No, I'm serious. I'm here to see your daughter. Well, don't you think that's going to help right now? I'm going to hit
That
you
is
again.
not going to help you.
I'm going to shoot you now. No, please don't pound on me. I'm breaking through the window to come see your daughter in the middle of the night. Yeah, that didn't help. Anyway, that happened in Sycamore Township, Ohio. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day. That is on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. You've seen the commercials for these cars that will parallel park themselves, right?
Yes,
seen those?
I
'Cause-
think those are
Yeah, you've said,
amazing.
I need one of those.
I do. I need that in my
She will
life.
drive around the block 12 times to find a place
I
where
will.
she can pull
I
in
will
nose
not
first.
parallel park.
No, I'll parallel park. Even in traffic, I
I'll
don't
park
care.
in
I'll
a
do it.
parallel spot, like you said. If I can go in
Nose
nose
first.
first,
That's
and-
not-
Yeah,
yeah,
so if there's
that-
like 2 or 3 spots in a row open,
That
then I
doesn't
can
count.
then I'm awesome at
Yeah,
parallel
that doesn't
parking.
count. Well, now, instead of parallel parking cars, now they have self-parking chairs.
What?
Nissan released a video of their new line of office chairs. They look a lot like a normal chair, but when you clap your hands, they return to their location
Oh, good Lord.
on their own. I'm not sure what kind of mileage they get, but Nissan made them. What the? What?
That is.
I've got a
the
video
ultimate
for those of you who want to
in
see
laziness.
this at
Are
Facebook.com.
we so lazy now as a nation that we cannot push our feet
I
on the
think so.
floor to scoot a chair?
Probably.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's like the only exercise Americans get.
What is your workout plan? Well, I kind of use my feet to roll my chair forward a little bit at work. Does that count? Let's call that cardio. If you want to see these chairs, Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. I threw a link there. Hey, speaking of Facebook, some users may have collected hundreds of virtual friends, but it turns out those online relationships can cause a lot of stress. That's what Edinburgh Napier University has discovered. Researchers there say that they did a survey of 200 students who regularly use Facebook. Among the students that were surveyed, 12% said they actually dislike receiving friend requests now.
Oh.
More than 1 out of every 10 users said that the site makes them anxious. So there you go. Tell us how you feel at Facebook. I'm just kidding. Don't really. Hey, researchers say drinking a 12-pack of soda a day, that would be 12 12-ounce cans, can do nearly as much harm as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Here's my question. Who's drinking 12 12-ounce cans of soda per day? Is that a thing? Are people doing that?
I don't know.
When would you find the time? I mean, that just sounds like a lot of work. I could see having one or two, but having a dozen cans of soda in a day?
A whole lot. That makes my teeth hurt just listening to that.
Road rage. It's a guy thing, right, Heidi?
I think it's equal parts, men and women.
Turns out, road rage, more of it comes from ladies than men. Career Builder did a little survey. They discovered 61% of women experience road rage, only 56% of men. Wait a minute. I'm going to say this. 61% of women admit
exactly
to road rage. Only 56% of liar-faced liar men admit to road rage.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm having road rage sitting here reading the story, so come on, guys. You better at least own up to it.
I know 100% of the men in the studio experience road rage on a daily basis.
Here's my problem. I come from a small town where we didn't have traffic, at all. So then when I go to a place where there's a bunch of traffic and a bunch of people that feel like maybe they're learning to drive the day that I'm there, I'm like, oh, come on, please, just turn. You can go. You can go. Anyway, I'm working on that. I really am.
Yeah.
Outer space may be soundless, but apparently it's not odorless. According to a 2009 interview with NASA astronaut Kevin Ford, did a little spacewalking, he says, space has a metallic odor. He says it has the aroma of a seared steak, hot metal, and welding fumes. Now I kind of want to go to space. Is space in a bottle? Can I get some perfume to spray on? Scientists are discussing the idea of creating a space elevator. I think we've talked about this like 2 years ago, maybe. I remember reading something about this way back when. There'd be a huge cable, and it would be attached to the Earth on one end and attached to a satellite on the other end. Cargo and astronauts would ride up the cable into space, and unbelievably, it would be cheaper than shooting rockets into outer space. So this is something that they're still thinking might actually become a reality someday, a space elevator.
Huh.
So there you go. And our final story for today. Teenagers are smoking coffee rather than drinking it. And they're posting videos of them smoking coffee on the internet.
Smoking coffee.
The only problem is if it seems unsafe, because it is, users are reporting hallucinations and vomiting and dizziness and trouble breathing. A Reddit user who puffed on some coffee a couple of years back called it, quote unquote, the stupidest idea of the week, end quote. So kids.
Of the week.
Yeah, well, kids do
It'll be
some
a
really
worse
dumb
one
stuff.
next week.
That was the dumbest thing I did all week. What's the dumbest thing you did last week? Well, I threw a machete at a police car. What do you think? I have bad ideas. Kids, don't do any of those dumb
You
things.
know what's gross? The coffee that we have at our office.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's disgusting.
I don't want to drink it, but I certainly don't want to smoke it either. That is your scoop of the day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
How you doing, Charlie?
It's a rainy Tuesday morning.
Oh, well, you know what? There's probably some farmer in Iowa there praying for rain, so he got his wish.
Oh, I suppose.
So,
Somebody's stupid out there.
so what kind of stuff we going to learn about today, Charlie?
Hey, do you know why a baker's dozen is 13 instead of 12?
I think it's because the bakers always want to throw in a little extra. Is that why?
No.
No. Why is it then?
Back in Egypt, if shorted less than 12, they would pin your ear to the door.
Ooh.
Oh. So they just did it just to make absolutely certain.
I'm going to give you one extra so you don't pin me to the door.
And in Babylon, if you got a light loaf, they would cut your head off.
Whoa.
Yikes. You only do that once.
So I think they protected themselves there. We'll just throw in an extra one all the time.
Yeah, I would too. That makes a lot of sense.
So that's how that come about.
Well, now we know.
Okay, now I know you'll try this because you'll try anything.
Okay. What's that?
It is impossible to hum if your nose is plugged.
Oh, I've tried it. It is.
It is impossible.
You can make a lot of other weird noises, but you can't hum with your nose plugged. Yeah, see? Doesn't work.
Hey, then more than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their side.
Oh, I think I'm one of those.
That almost be me, too.
Or on my back, or on my stomach, or standing,
Standing
up,
up,
or
or-
sitting down. I can fall asleep pretty much anyway.
You could sleep standing on your head.
Yeah, I can. Probably. I've never tried that, but I bet I could.
Hey, then did you know that China uses 45 billion chopsticks a year?
Wow. I did not.
I like chopsticks.
Yeah, she does. When we go out, if there's a place where they have chopsticks, she'll use those to eat. I don't.
I eat everything with even my pudding.
Yeah, she was eating her Jell-O with chopsticks.
That's not easy to do, by the way.
Chopsticks on there like a big spoon or something so you can get something in your mouth.
There you go. Exactly.
Hey, then did you know that Halloween and the candy industry influence daylight savings time?
No kidding. I had no clue.
By extending daylight savings into November to get an extra hour of sunlight to sell more candy,
Oh.
and that makes about $2 billion annually than before Halloween.
I had no clue. I didn't realize that had anything to do with it. I thought it was all about the farmers.
Let's make it a little darker, a little earlier, and then we'll get $2 billion worth of that candy.
There you go. That works.
Well, farmers don't care. The sun still comes up.
they're gonna plant or harvest no matter what.
Do you know what? This is the last thing I got here.
Okay.
Do you know what strategic incompetence is?
Strategic incompetence. You know, I think I've worked with people that have this.
It's when you're stupid on purpose.
It's the art of avoiding certain tasks by pretending you don't know how to do them.
Ooh, hey, I have worked with people that do that.
I'm pretty good at that.
I'm pretty good at that.
Here's the problem with me.
But I don't know how to do that.
I can't do that because I know that eventually somebody's going to catch on to the fact that I know how to do that. Then I'm going to have to do it later. So I might as well just do it now. So what's it called again? Strategic incompetence?
Yep.
That's like a $5 word right there.
Well, I come up with them once in a while.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, are you ready for your question, Charlie?
Whip it on me.
All right, here's a good question for you. What mountain is the most visited mountain in the world?
Mount Everest.
No, that's exactly what I thought as well, but it's Japan's Mount Fuji.
Only because there's more people there.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe it's just a little easier to climb than Mount Everest. That is not something I've ever woken up and said, I'd like to go climb a mountain today.
I've never, ever woken up and said, I'd like to go to Japan.
I've never even woken up and said, let's go walk up a hill today.
That's on the top of my list. What are you going to do today? I'm going to walk up that mountain.
I'd go to Mount Fuji. You just drop me up on the top in a helicopter, and I'm in. Look at the view. Come back and pick me up.
Yeah, put that at the top of my list. I want to do that. In fact, I think I'm going to go right now.
Charlie, what is the highest mountain you've ever gone to? Have you ever gone on any sort of mountain hike or any of that kind of thing?
Are you crazy?
I'm just checking. I didn't know. I thought maybe you've been somewhere I didn't know about.
No.
No? Well, Charlie, it was nice chatting with you. We'll talk again next Tuesday.
I'll be here.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A unidecagon has 11 sides.
I've never even heard of a unidecagon.
Undecagon, I think. It's not undecagon. An undecagon. There we go.
Never heard of that either.
Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Almost $400 million of chapstick is sold every year, and experts say a lot of that is due to the fact that people are addicted to it. They don't even need it. They're just addicted to it.
We have a sister-in-law that is addicted to chapstick.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The world's longest dog sled race is called the Iditarod.
I knew that.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Hershey, Pennsylvania is a city that they call Chocolate Town.
I want to go there.
Oh, we have to go sometime. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What is that, John?
It'll take you about 40 minutes to completely soft boil an ostrich egg.
Oh.
Yeah. Doesn't that take 3 minutes like with a regular egg?
I have no idea.
40 minutes with a soft-boiled ostrich
Who would
egg.
want to do that? I wouldn't want to eat an ostrich.
I have no idea. It probably tastes just like a regular egg. It's only bigger. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are 293 ways to make change for a U.S. dollar. So between pennies, quarters, nickels, dimes, all the different things, half dollars, all of those, 293 different combinations. And we'll start going through those in our next break. No, I'm just kidding. We won't either. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by RadioReallyWorks.com. I know you're listening to a podcast, but did you know The John and Heidi Show is also a radio show? And for those of you who have businesses, you should consider using radio to advertise your business. We can even help you create some catchy little jingles or amazing radio ads that will help pull people in. Get all the details or just learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. If you're going to get married, this could be the month coming up here. June is on the way. It's also known as wedding month, and it's just a few days away, a week away, whatever. And there's a lot of grooms out there and brides out there that are bucking traditions these days, and they're making their own rules. So you want to have some wedding traditions for the 21st century that might be new traditions here, Heidi?
Sure.
The gender-bending rituals.
Oh, man.
A man of honor and a best woman. That's the new thing that people are seeing. Instead of a maid of honor and a best man, they're saying, why? I'm going to have a man of honor, and I'm going to have...
if your best friend is I have no problem with that at all.
So they're saying it's okay now to have somebody of the opposite sex stand up for you. You could have a best woman, and she could have a man of honor. 63% of brides say their best friend, if their best friend was a guy, they would definitely ask him to be a man of honor.
Yeah,
So there you
I
go.
don't see a problem with that.
WeddingChannel.com.
Just don't make him wear the dress.
That would be really funny. Honestly. Who are you? I'm the maid of honor. Turns out it's illegal to have a man of honor in this town. Friends as the officiate. A Wedding Channel says 59% of couples would be interested in having a friend or family be the officiate. Is that the right way to say that?
Yeah.
They want to officiate the wedding?
Yeah.
So if they had the proper documentation to do so, they would get to, be the one doing the, do you take this man, do you take
Right.
this woman, and this best woman and this maid of man of honor. The name game. Don't make any assumptions when it comes to whose name they're going to take nowadays. According to Real Wedding survey from 2007 and the Not Wedding Network, 12% of brides do not plan on taking the spouse's name upon marriage these days.
Oh, see, now that's sad.
And our final thing on the list here of wedding stuff, alternate wedding registries. China and Crystal are so yesterday. Brides and grooms these days say, how about something else? Like, buy me a session of horseback riding. Or help pay for our honeymoon. Or
I can understand the whole China and Crystal because you really don't use those
put
very
some
often.
money towards a high-def TV. Come on, Grandma.
Yeah, no, that's...
Donations to our favorite charity is another thing that's on the list that never used to be there. So alternative wedding registries these days as well. If you or somebody you know is getting married here in the next month or so, congratulations to you. Wedding season is upon us. Coming up in a bit, we've got some more fun things to share on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
We talked about this one other time. I have never, ever been on jury duty. Never been called. You were called for jury duty, but you didn't have to serve. Is that right?
Right.
She said, as soon as the guy walked in, she said, he looks guilty. That's the guy. That's the man
I'm
you're
a
on.
very good judge of character.
Put him
He's
in jail.
Totally guilty.
But that's
No, they
that's the
settled out
attorney.
of court, so I didn't.
Oh, that's why? Okay.
I didn't have to.
Well, it's something most of us don't look forward to, but as a responsible citizen, you're someday most likely going to be signed up for jury duty. Many of us look for ways to get out of it once we're summoned, like Charles Vaughn, for example. He is a Boston investment advisor. He chose to serve on civil jury, but had business in New Jersey, so he phoned the court claiming illness when he was actually calling from New Jersey on his cell phone.
Oh, man.
When he returned to Massachusetts, he was charged with contempt of court and fined $2,000.
Wowzers.
Yeah, so you don't want to do that. That's a bad idea. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
The town of Rye, New Hampshire will have one less activity for their annual 4th of July celebration. Town officials voted 2-1 to cancel the frog jumping contest. They think it's just cruel to frogs. Now, the contest is based on the 1865 Mark Twain short story, The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County, which I actually have ties. My family has ties to that story, believe it or not. Anyway, it's been a town tradition since 1975. One of the people against the competition is Jane Holloway. She says, This may go back to Mark Twain, but from those times we also had cockfighting. She says, we're teaching our children not to step on caterpillars or not to touch bird nests. This is no different. So she's saying it's just cruel, so we should quit doing it. And I've never
not
been
jumping on the frogs.
No, I've never been to a frog jumping contest or a jumping frog contest. I've never been to one, so I can't really chime in. But it's something they've done since 1975. But one less event happening this year for their 4th of July, and that again is in Rye, New Hampshire. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
Some things we have in our lives we just take for granted. We never even think about them. But I'm going to tell you about one of those things. In 1963, a unique little baggie with a plastic zipper was introduced. It was called the Ziploc bag. Most recently, the seal strength was demonstrated at a Riverton, Wyoming school where 8th grade students, they discovered an uneaten sandwich in a Ziploc bag at the bottom of a locker. It had been in there for months. Students were so impressed with the bag's ability to seal in the odor because it was all moldy inside of there, they actually sent a thank you letter along with the sandwich to S.C. Johnson. That's the manufacturer of Ziploc.
Huh.
A letter came back to the students. H. Fisk Johnson, the company chairman, called the locker one of the toughest product test sites we have ever discovered. How cool is that for these kids?
Yeah.
They got a letter back from the dude in charge of the company.
That's pretty cool.
So here are some alternative uses for Ziploc bags. Some things you might not think of, but I found these online. Kneading bread dough. It's a lot cleaner, and you don't get your fingers sticky. Put all the ingredients in there, and then knead the dough from the outside of the bag through the bag. That is such a great idea.
That is a good idea.
Another one here. Store pantyhose, nude, tan, clearly naked. All of those, they look the same in their packaging. But if you throw them in a Ziploc bag, you can actually see what color they are when you're holding them up. Another one, remove chewing gum or candle wax from a tablecloth by rubbing gently with a Ziploc bag filled with ice. And it doesn't have to be a brand name bag, by the way.
Really?
These could be generic bags, too. I don't think we've ever had the actual brand name bags.
Oh, we have.
I try to seal them. It takes like 15 minutes to get the seal. And I finally got it sealed, and you're like, hey, can you bring me some more of that cheese? I'm like, just finally got it sealed. Anyway, they say use the bag filled with ice until the substance hardens, then shatter the gum with a blunt object and vacuum up the chips. Carefully peel off frozen wax with a plastic spatula. So there you go. Pipe frosting. So like if you want to do the corner, you just put frosting in there, cut a little corner off, and use that as a homemade little pastry bag. Store homemade soups. Fill up a bag, lay them flat in the freezer rather than taking up as much space. They don't take up hardly any space. Precious cargo. No bubble wrap? Well, that's okay. Just blow up a bag and Ziploc the thing shut, and there you go. Break up graham crackers and wafers to make pie crust. You put them in the bag, no mess. You roll a rolling pin over the top of that. All of those fun little things and many, many more. And I'll share the entire list if you'd like to see it at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And I think usually, most of the time, we come up with something that's it's pretty good news. And I think this is too. Going to church can help women be healthier and live longer. Yeah. According to Today.com, a study from JAMA International Medicine finds that women who attend religious services more than once a week have a 33% lower risk of death than women who never attend.
More than once a week.
Yeah, so if you go to a service and then you go to maybe another service, I don't know exactly, you're involved in your church is what they're saying. Officials looked at data from 74,534 women between 1996 and 2012. Overall, frequent churchgoers were 33% less likely to die than their non-church-going peers. That's crazy.
That's because they're not having any fun and doing anything even slightly dangerous.
You can have fun at church. Come on. Women who attend church more than once a week are 27% less likely to die from cardiovascular disease and 21% less likely to die from cancer compared to women who never went to church. Study representatives say church attendance did not prevent the incidence of cancer or cardiovascular disease, but once you had it, you fared far better. So I've got a link to this story so you can get all the details and find out what you need to do.
if you have faith, yes, you're going to heal.
I think it's fascinating.
But I don't think you have to go more than once a week to have faith. I think that's a silly study.
I think what they're talking about, it's not like you're going to services more than once a week, but maybe you're going to a church service and then you're going to like a prayer meeting or something. I'm not sure. Again, if you want to read the entire study, I have that neatly packaged for you at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
And your bonus break is brought to you by our good friends at WinThisOnline.com, where the winning is just the beginning. You win all kinds of awesome stuff over there. And if your business would like to give away a prize, you can give away stuff there too, you know. It's free for both of you at WinThisOnline.com. A carjacker in Boca Raton, Florida, got so lost he called 911 to turn himself in so the police would rescue him.
Wow.
I have no idea where I am. Why are you calling? Well, I stole this car and I'm lost. Can you just come pick me up?
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Problems of postmodern police work, Heidi. That's kind of a tough... Can you say that?
Problems of postmodern police work?
Wow, you're pretty good at it. Flamboyant crossdresser Donald Ray Johnson was arrested in Baton Rouge, Louisiana in September on theft charges after police found him hiding in a closet. So he literally was coming out of a closet. According to an Associate Press report, Johnson did not resist arrest, but he did ask police if they could wait a couple of minutes for him to, quote, fix his hair for the photo.
Oh, my goodness. That's fantastic.
That is funny. You know what? I hope they let him.
That's fantastic.
I just really hope they at least gave the guy a chance to get his hair looking nice. You know, hey, I got a mugshot. I want to look good. My mom's going to see this photo. Hey, got a strange law. I took this out of our scoop of the day because I don't always have a good one, so I'm going to just share this now in our bonus break. So if you like them, I guess you'll get them once in a while. If your house catches on fire in Connecticut, good luck. Fire trucks are restricted from going over 25 miles per hour in that state. And that includes if they're responding to a fire alarm. So fire trucks cannot go over 25 miles per hour in Connecticut. So you're going to have to just be patient and let that sucker burn. So you think that's like an old, antiquated law or something?
Yeah, that's a very antiquated law.
I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
Scary.
And I got one last story here that people are either going to like or dislike, and I'm going to let you chime in at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. The Iowa Supreme Court ruled that a child not yet born at the time of a parent's death can still be awarded damages for wrongful loss of parental companionship. You ready for all that? According to World Magazine, on May 24, 2010, Paul Gray, a founding member and bassist of the heavy metal band Slipknot, was found dead in Johnston, Iowa. In February 2014, his wife Brenda, who was 3 to 4 months pregnant at the time, sued her husband's physician and other medical providers, claiming they failed to monitor her husband's drug addiction treatment properly. Gray claimed a parental consortium injury, which included the loss of parental support, companionship, aid, affection, comfort, and guidance. And they just ruled recently that you know what? She wins that case. So that happened in like a week ago, I believe, in Iowa.
I can see being able to sue someone if, like, say your spouse was murdered and being able to sue for those kinds of damages. But this was this man's own choice, his drug addiction and his failure to do what he was told to do by the physicians. I don't think she should have been able to sue the physicians because her husband was doing drugs.
Yeah, I don't know.
That seems wrong to me.
So they didn't. The new rule doesn't say it had to be.
And
because
where's
of
her
drugs.
role in this whole thing? Why wasn't she doing more to stop him and help him?
Like I said,
I mean, at some point, you have to have self-control, and you have to take responsibility for your own actions. It can't always be somebody else's fault.
If you'd like to chime in, I've got the story at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
That's what there's not enough of in this country is self-responsibility.
I know.
It just drives me crazy.
I know. I agree. And you know what? When I do something wrong,
I'm doing
I fess up
drugs,
to it.
and so I'm going to sue the doctors because they didn't tell me not to do drugs. You've learned, Nancy Reagan told us all the time, don't do drugs.
Just say no.
And he was certainly old enough to remember her, so he clearly wasn't listening.
Well, sadly, that happened, and now we're going to move on. So,
Ridiculous.
bonus break. How do you feel about this, Eddie? Bonus break brought to you. Should I do another story quick? I don't know. That one's going to make you mad, too, so I'm not even going to go there. Bonus break brought to you by our good friends at WinThisOnline.com, where the winning is just the beginning. Awesome stuff to win, and we're giving away some prizes 1 week from today on the 31st of May. Can you believe we're a week away from the end of the month?
No.
How did that happen?
I know. It's crazy.
Got some awesome stuff to give away, and it's only a week away, so you still have a week to sign up to win at WinThisOnline.com.